Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. We've got quite a few different things to go over in this video, but I think it's all purchases. I mean, there is one PSA return that actually a raw kind of deal, and then another thing that was free cards by mail, so that's pretty cool. But we're going to start off with some of the PSA stuff that I've purchased. First up, we have an Aerodactyl, Articuno, and a Kabutops, and all of these are the special 1999 2000 version. And the reason I got another Kabutops was because I actually bought this one and that other one for $500 at the same time. That was a Gem Mint 10. This one is going to be in my second set, and then the 10 will probably go into my first set. Or I can't remember, I might have a 9 in my original set that the 10 is going to replace, but either way, this will probably be an extra one. For whatever reason, I only had one of those, and I might start working on a third set as I pick up some of these extras, because I'm not really offering these out for sale because they are really tough to come by. Next up, I bought a Dark Blastoise Gem Mint 10. Bought it for $220. I thought it was a pretty fair price, higher than what I would want to pay, but looking at this time last year, or if you're looking at this time last year. However, these cards are starting to get really tough to find, so for 220 bucks, I was like, I'll go ahead and take it. Next up, we have a Fortress First Edition. I got this off of Dave and Adams. Gem Mint 10, and then we have an Unlimited Mrs. Gyarados. Also got that off of Dave and Adams. There's just a couple other cards I'm eyeballing. They're always on that cusp of a little too expensive for a reseller, but if I'm buying it for my collection, then they're not too bad. Next up, I got several really cheap PSA 10s from, I think it was 4 Sharp Corners. Most of these were $10 to $15 a piece. I'm like having a little bit of deja vu right now, so hopefully I didn't actually already show these, but I don't think I have. What I found a little odd, I haven't looked into the explanation for this, but it's got the old PSA style case, but it has a new cert number, so that's a little weird. But all of these are just regular, versions. They're really cheap, cheapest of the cheap for Gem Mint 10. So I thought I would just go ahead and pick them up for as much as it costs to get a card graded. To have a Gem Mint 10 for $10 to $15, and I need it for my collection. It was a no-brainer. Next up, we have some free stuff. So hey, thanks again for the PSA grading service. Keep up the great work. Enjoy the square cuts. And I wrote his name there, Dustin, because I didn't know if I'd remember from the DL right there. He actually sent me some free stuff. He's one of the guys who sends cards to me to be graded. And check it out, some square cuts. It's just on 2 corners. Got electric, got Rhydon. These are all from Burning Shadows, I think. Bodybuilding dumbbells, Semi-Pour, Noctowl, and Beauflant. So we got 6 of those. I assume those are all uncommon. Since there's 6, yeah, 3, yeah. So that's really cool. I mean, it's just square cut on the 2 corners. It does happen. I know some people, doubt, legitimacy or, man, I didn't even say that right, of these square cut cards. Some people may cut them off sheets, but let me tell you right now, square cuts for the most part don't come off of sheets outside of the factory. But even if they did, I mean, you got to think someone would have to have a full uncut sheet of uncommon Burning Shadows, and then go through the trouble of cutting them all perfectly, on one side and rounding the corners on the other. It doesn't make any sense. The uncut sheet would be worth way more. But anyways, we'll keep moving along. Thank you very much. Next up, I have a submission for Joking Pokemon, if you guys remember him. He sent in a Venusaur. Kind of looks a little light, doesn't it? Got a base set Blastoise. Another base set Blastoise. Shining Kabutops. That one might get upcharged. Got a Charizard base set. Another Charizard base set. Shining Charizard. This one, I can't remember if he submitted on the $5.99 level or not, but if it was not, this one will definitely be upcharged. You got a 3rd Charizard from base set, a 4th Charizard from base set. This one looks like it's got a little more color to it. Shining Tyranitar. Blastoise again. Another Blastoise. Then we're going to finish off with a Venusaur, but from base set 2. So that's a really solid submission. Hopefully he gets some good grades. Of course, the base set Charizards would be the most expensive if they got 10. It's kind of crazy to think that it would be almost twice the value of a Shining Charizard. Next up, I have a purchase from, many of you know this card, Cool Trainer Ryan. he cut me a deal for some of these cards. I got a Topps Chrome Pikachu Gem Mint 10. Also got a first edition Doug Trio from base set. Needed that for my personal set. And also a Misdreavus promo. I have lots of these promo or Misdreavus, but none in Gem Mint 10, and I don't really want to waste the money on grading a ton of these things because the 9s are not really worth it. So I was happy to pay, I think I paid $30 for that Misdreavus. And he also sent a free booster pack. We'll go ahead and open that up. And then I've got another big purchase to show you guys. It's going to take out probably the rest of the video. Alright, so there's the code, Sword and Shield. We're just going to go straight through Chinchou, Krabby, Mincino, Galarian Ponyta, Cottony, Mantine, or Mantine, and then a Galarian Berserker. Not even sure how to say that. And then we got some other stuff. Pretty cool. Thank you very much, Cool Trader Ryan. So, I'm going to start off with some of the sealed product I got. You know, this, when I got this from the guy, his name is Carl. You know, I thought this was like a blister or something, but it actually opens up. It's just something that he had that holds these theme decks. He sold me the 4 theme decks from base set 2. You can see the other 2 there, Hot Water and Grass Chopper. It looks pretty cool. It's got a pattern on the back side. You know, I think I bought those for $150 for all 4. And next up, I've got a lot of PSA cards. It's almost going to look like a PSA submission, but these are all WOTC HOLOS. So this is going to, I would think, at least take 10 minutes of the video just to show you guys this stuff. So, and it's not in any particular order. So first off, we got a Dark Arbok, Mint 9. Carl came and met me at the local post office. Today is President's Day. Look at that swirl. It's an 8. So it was closed, and then we were supposed to go to the bank, and we were going to cash out what I owed him, but the bank was closed. So we ended up going by my house, and my wife had the money ready. I got to meet his grandmother, I believe it was his mom or his grandmother. Probably, you know, she looked like his mom, so I would say that it's probably not his grandmother. But he had told me a story about different things that went on, and you know, he gave me a good deal. He was very grateful for, you know, what I paid for the collection, but in all honesty, I paid him, you know, what I thought I could, you know, get out of this collection as a reseller. So he gave me a good deal. I was happy to buy it, and all this stuff is mainly WOTC. So the fact that, you know, I get to restock a lot of these cards in 7, 8, 9 condition, mostly 8 and 9 condition. You know, that's good for the store because that's where a lot of the collectors, you know, they want the condition of cards because, you know, you get a 9 first edition Jump Bluff and, you know, say it's $40 and then you jump up to a 10 and it's $100 or $200. You know, you lose a lot of collectors in there. And something for like a Misdreavus where, I mean, it could be over $1,000. You know, this is a really nice, good looking card. Like, you probably couldn't even tell the difference between a 9 and a 10 from the front. On the back, you might find a little white dot or something like that, but the price change is huge. So I believe that the 8s and the 9s have a wide appeal to a lot of different collectors. I didn't change out this case. Before I did the video, I went through and I pulled off all the thicker cases, and I tried to replace them. This one I'll still have to put into one since I just took that case off of it. But it's a wide array from base set all the way through Neo Destiny, I believe. There's first edition cards, there's unlimiteds. There are some promos in here. I don't think many of these will be going into my collection, mainly because there's only a few 10s. I think there's a Lieutenant Searches, Raichu, and a few promos as well, which I have those. But there are some 9s that will actually upgrade my sets. Like, I believe there's a Heracross in here. I've had several Heracross PSA 9s, but I didn't realize it till recently. But the one in my personal set is an 8. So when we get to that Heracross, you know, I'm gonna pull it out, and that one will go into my personal collection. I'll probably sell the 8 that I have. And there's probably other cards like that too. I just have to go through and check. Eventually, those 9s will be upgraded to 10s, but in the meantime, if I have an 8 or a 7, I want to go ahead and replace it with a 9 while I have it on hand. Cool Porygon. Nice little swirl. Dark Persian, it's not the error. Some old Neo Gen right here, Blossom. I think I recently got that one in a 10. He had asked me about this card. I think I put like what I paid, $40, $50 on it. And you know, maybe I'll ask $100 on eBay. I'm not sure of the price that it's actually went up to. Now, if that was the other Feraligatr, I mean, I know that one's pretty expensive. But hopefully, you know, it's not on there for $59.99 somewhere, because then I'll be taking a loss or something like that. But there's plenty of cards within this set, and I think we'll do well. Here are the birds. There was the Articuno, there's the Zapdos, and the Moltres. And these say Toshiano Aoki, or Toshineo Aoki. So these are the error versions, the US theatricals. These are much more common than the ones that say Naoyo Kaimura. I believe that's what it is, because that's the corrected ones from that were released abroad. Slowking 8. There are print lines on this, and that's why I got the 8. Steelix. There is a print line on this one. It's really tough to see. It's like right through the bottom. I think it's right there. You might be seeing several from the plastic itself, but there is one that I had to look really hard for because I didn't know why that got a 9. This Typhlosion looks really good. Actually, I think the reason it got a 9 was on the back. It was like a little white dot right there. But this is a pretty strong 9. It may be one of the cards that go into my personal collection to upgrade, because I don't know if I have an 8 or a 7 or what. I know I don't have a 10. There's only 2 of those in the world. Hit my top. One of them just slipped in my fingers recently. Got Light Togetic. Moving back to Neo Discovery. Man, that's like a big swirl. Crobat. Here's one of Gem Mint, Pokemon's favorite Pokemon. Got the Ampharos. I do not have that in a 10, Unlimited or First Edition. Little Porygon. Brock's Rhydon. Moving right along through here. We still have over half of these holos to go through. Thanks to all of you who support the channel through Patreon. Hopefully you get your use out of that. I know there's a few people, man, they message me every day. Sometimes we have like hour-long conversations about stuff, you know, just going back and forth in emails. But if you don't, you're just simply support the channel, you know, by subscribing there. I do appreciate it very much. I try to put out content multiple times within a month. I know there are some more PSA returns coming up, and this one right here is almost like a PSA return, because I mean all these, I mean none of these are new certs, you can tell that it's purchased, but there's just so many of them, and I will probably be selling all of these. There's nothing like crazy expensive in any of these cards, but there's a lot of really collectible cards. So anyway, my hat's off to Carl for going through and assembling all these cards together, because I mean there's many sets here that are probably pretty close to complete. Got Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, Jungle and Fossil were spotty. Team Rocket, maybe a few there. Several of the Neo sets will probably get close to halfway done. Yeah, I bet you got pretty close to the Gym sets fully done. And you guys are going to see there's several of those still left. Good old Erica. Also pulled the 8. I had recently bought a Surge Unlimited PSA 10 for I think 130 bucks or something like that. And the seller canceled on me. I hate it when that happens. Usually when I'm searching for a card, I just want to go ahead and buy it. If the price looks good, I'll go ahead and buy it, and then I stop looking. And then when it's canceled later on, it's like, oh man, I missed out probably on some other sales or auctions or anything else that I may have, you know, went for. Here's some of those dark Pokemon from Team Rocket. Champ, Misty, the Rocket's Trap, Lane's Arcanine, Mint 9. Good looking card there. Got the Ninetales, Erica's Venusaur. Maybe let's just put something else in the background there. And the Gyarados too. Boom. One more stack to go, and then that's it. Here we go. Got Giovanni's Machamp, Giovanni's Nidoking. Also, I had loot box over here. What's today? Today's Monday, so 2 days ago. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, those guys, they come in here and they bought a good bit of stuff. You know, I was surprised. They definitely didn't make it through everything. I had several tubs I was expecting them to go through in binders, but they spent it pretty quick on a few things, and then they did some videos, and man, I tell you what, Loot had some pretty cool pulls. He pulled well, I won't spoil it, but he pulled something of his that I think will probably bring over 1,000 as long as it gets to 10, as it should. Last card, pre-release Aerodactyl 9. $30, $40, $50 card, depending on where you buy it from. Upgrade to 10, and it's 1,000. Crazy, huh? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll try to have another video out soon. Thanks.